Have you ever wished you could be the one guy she can't stop thinking about? The one who lingers in her mind long after the conversation ends? Here's the harsh truth. Most guys say all the right things and still get ignored. They compliment her, they're nice, they play it safe, and yet she forgets them the second they walk away. But what if I told you that just 3 carefully chosen nicknames, yes, just 3 words, can trigger emotional attraction so strong she starts to feel addicted to your presence without even realizing why? I'm James. Let me show you the exact nicknames most men miss. The ones that bypass logic, tap into female psychology, and plant a seed in her subconscious that keeps growing, making her think about you more than she wants to. But here's the deal. Each nickname taps into a different emotional need, and when you learn how to use them the right way, they don't just make her smile, they hook her. And if you stay with me till the end, I'll reveal the subtle phrase you can add right after using these nicknames that takes them from cute to completely unforgettable. Most men never use this, and that's why they get friend-zoned. So buckle up, because this isn't about playing games, it's about creating a real emotional imprint she can't shake off. Let's get into it. Alright, let's start with a nickname that sounds simple, almost like a throwaway word, but if you use it right, it cuts deep. The word is trouble. Yeah, just that one word. Sounds harmless enough, right? Like something you might say with a wink or a smirk. But here's the thing, it's not just playful teasing, it's way more powerful than that. It's a loaded word, and when it lands the right way, it sticks. It flips a switch in her head. Suddenly, it's not just a nickname anymore. It becomes a vibe, an identity, something that sets you apart from every other dude calling her babe or sweetheart. When you call her trouble, you're saying without saying, you mess with my head in a way I don't want to fix. And honestly, I kinda like it. And here's the beauty of it. You don't spell it out. You keep it smooth, low-key, and mysterious. That's what makes it hit different. You see, in a world where most guys are busy trying to be Mr. Nice Guy, throwing compliments like candy hoping to get a crumb of her attention, you're playing a different game. You're not just tossing words at her, you're branding her. You're telling her she has a kind of power over you. Not the weak, oh I'm so smitten kind, but the kind of raw, chaotic energy that both excites and challenges you. She's a beautiful mess, the kind you don't want to fix, even if you could. Now a quick heads up, don't overuse it. Say it too much and it loses its punch. Drop it like a secret weapon, maybe when she playfully throws shade your way, or walks in looking damn good, or nails a clever comeback that catches you off guard. Use it sparingly, like a rare spice that changes the whole flavor. Picture this, you catch her eye, flash that slight grin, and say, you're trouble. Just 3 words, delivered like it's your private joke, one only you two get, and watch what happens next. She smiles, maybe rolls her eyes, maybe fires back a cheeky, "Oh really?" And just like that you've shifted the energy. The vibe deepens. The connection isn't just surface level anymore. Now, why does this work so well? Because it's not about a compliment she can file away. It's about branding an emotional reaction, something she feels, not just hears. Every time she hears trouble, she thinks about you, about the tension, the excitement, the unpredictable spark. Here's the real deal. Deep down, most women crave a little danger, but not from just anyone, only from the guy who really sees it in them. The one who gets that being a little trouble isn't a flaw, it's a force. This is where Stoicism quietly backs you up. It's not about trying to control her or the situation. That's a losing battle. It's about mastering yourself, knowing your own value, and calmly owning your frame. You're not desperate to change her or fix her trouble. You accept it, even appreciate it, because it makes the connection real and raw. The power lies in your inner calm and steady presence, while she's caught in the storm of emotions you both create. So yeah, it's just one word, but wielded right, it's a key that unlocks a new level in the game, the kind of connection that most guys only dream of. Ready for the next one? Because we're just getting started. Alright, now let's dive into a nickname that's a bit hotter, a little riskier, one that takes some guts to pull off, but when you get it right, it hits different. The word is heartbreaker. Now before you freak out, hear me out. I know it sounds bold, maybe even a little dangerous, but that's exactly why it works so damn well. See, calling a woman heartbreaker isn't about throwing compliments her way like you're begging for scraps. It's about flipping the whole damn script. You're not here to be the nice guy, the one who showers her with generic praise hoping she'll notice. Nope, you're calling her out, playfully, yeah, but with the kind of calm confidence that says, you know exactly the chaos you cause, but I'm not just another sucker caught in your game. It's like telling her, yeah, you're stunning, you turn heads and break hearts, but I'm not chasing after you like everyone else. And that vibe, that steady amused smirk you wear while saying it, that's what sets you miles apart from the pack, from the guys who come in loud and desperate trying to impress her with every little word. Most men throw compliments around like coins in a fountain, hoping for a wish granted. You're different. You hold your ground. You observe. You study her like a mystery, not some prize to be won or judged. Because when you look her dead in the eye and say, heartbreaker, you're not being mean or jealous. You're playful, cheeky, like you're sharing a secret no one else gets. Here's the real power behind it. This taps deep into female psychology. Women want to feel powerful, that undeniable ability to turn heads and stir emotions. But more than that, they want to be seen, not just admired like some trophy, but understood on a level few guys ever reach. Calling her heartbreaker does both. You acknowledge her strength and allure, but you do it without losing your own power. You don't fall head over heels like the rest, and that messes with her mind in the best way possible. Why? Because suddenly you're the puzzle she's trying to solve. She starts thinking, why isn't he chasing me like the others? Why does he stay so calm, so unreadable? This is what psychologists call intrigue bias. When someone's unexpected reaction makes you obsess, wonder, and pay more attention. Instead of handing her your attention like an easy catch, you hold up a mirror. You're saying, this is how I see you. Now show me who you really are. And here's the clincher. Now she's the one thinking about you, not the other way around. That, my friend, is mission accomplished. And just like the Stoics taught us, it's not about trying to control her feelings or the outcome. It's about mastering yourself, owning your frame, and responding with calm strength. You don't let her chaos shake you. Instead, you welcome it because you know your worth doesn't depend on her reaction. That inner calm, that's magnetic. So yeah, heartbreaker, it's bold, it's brutal, but it's a game changer when used right. Alright, this next one, it's not for the faint-hearted or the rookies still playing by the old rulebook. You gotta have a little charm, some swagger, and perfect timing to pull this off. The nickname, my favorite headache. Yeah, I know it sounds kinda weird at first, like why would you call a woman a headache? But that's exactly why it's gold. When you say it the right way, it flips the script in a way no basic compliment ever could. See, it's this perfect cocktail of sweet and spicy. You're basically telling her, you drive me a little crazy, but damn, I wouldn't want it any other way. This isn't just teasing. It's not just flirting. It's both wrapped up in a single clever phrase that messes with her head just enough to make her stop and think. She'll catch herself wondering, wait, am I annoying him? Or does he actually like this wild side of me? And here's the kicker. The answer is both. That little bit of confusion, that's exactly what makes it addictive. That's what hooks her. You want to drop this line at the right moment, after a playful argument, during one of those cheeky back and forths where sparks are flying, or right when she does that one thing that makes you roll your eyes. But secretly you love it. Imagine this. You shoot her a grin, shake your head like you're mildly exasperated, and say, you're seriously my favorite headache. Boom. Delivered with a little sigh like you're saying, what am I gonna do with you? She laughs, maybe nudges you, maybe fires back with a teasing. You love it, and you do. That's the whole damn point. It's not cruel, it's not sarcastic, it's playful and warm. You're telling her, yeah, you're a handful, but you're my handful. It's like a secret code between you two, and that's exactly why it sticks. Now let me share the secret sauce, the science behind why this works so damn well. There's something called the intermittent reward system, the same brain hack that keeps people glued to slot machines or scrolling TikTok for hours. It's that push and pull, the maybe yes, maybe no feeling that your brain can't stop chasing. This nickname taps directly into that system. 1 second she's feeling teased, a little challenged even. The next she feels close to you, like you're in her corner. That emotional roller coaster, it messes with her mind just enough to make her crave more. So while she's laughing, rolling her eyes, or playfully arguing back, somewhere deep down she's thinking, why do I actually like being his favorite headache? And that, my friend, that little crack in her emotional armor is where the magic starts. That confusion, that mix of irritation and affection, that's the spark that can ignite into full-blown obsession. And here's where Stoicism quietly backs you up. Not just the control what you can cliché, but the real deal. You don't freak out over her moods or reactions. You don't lose your center. You stay steady, calm, and confident, embracing the chaos she brings without losing yourself. You own your power, knowing that your value isn't tied to how she acts, but to how you handle it. That calm, unshakable presence, that's magnetic. That's power. So yeah, it's just a nickname. But wielded right, it's a weapon in the game of attraction. Alright, now that you've got the 3 nicknames locked and loaded, Trouble, Heartbreaker, and My Favorite Headache, let's take a moment to slow down and get real for a second, because here's the part no one tells you. It's not just what you say, it's when and how you say it. And if you mess that up, Those same nicknames that were supposed to make her think about you before she falls asleep could end up making you look like a clown in her group chat. So let's talk about when not to use these nicknames, because timing is everything, and if you use them too early, too often, or with the wrong energy, you don't come off as bold, you come off as try-hard, and that's the exact energy that gets men ghosted, friend-zoned, or worse, ignored completely. Let me break it down for you. If you're still chasing her, trying to prove your worth, hoping she texts back, you haven't earned the right to use a nickname like Trouble, because calling her that while you're still in needy mode just makes you look like another guy throwing Hail Marys for attention. These nicknames work when they come from a place of power, from a man who already has emotional leverage, who's calm, who's playful, but still grounded. That's where the Stoic frame comes in. You don't give her the nickname to get a reaction. You give it because you see something, and you say it with no need for anything in return. So if you're using these names in the first 5 minutes of texting a girl you just matched with, yeah, you're gonna burn the tool before it even starts working. If you're saying heartbreaker to a girl who hasn't even flirted with you yet, now you sound like you're begging for her to see you as different. Spoiler alert, she won't. You have to let these nicknames marinate. You drop them once you've established some tension, some spark. When the game is already on, that's when they hit like a sniper shot. Quiet, precise, unforgettable. So here's the brutal truth. Most guys fumble this not because the nicknames don't work, but because they have no sense of emotional timing. They're reactive, not intentional. They throw words out hoping they land instead of speaking from a place of control. And you're not going to be that guy. Because in the next part, I'm going to break down exactly how to deliver these nicknames like a man who owns the room, not like a boy looking for attention. I'm talking body language, tonality, and energy, the nonverbal game that amplifies everything you're saying. Let's get into that now. Now let's get into something most men ignore completely, and it's probably the exact reason why even when they say all the right things, it still doesn't land. We're talking about body language and tonality, because let's get one thing straight. You could drop the smoothest nickname in the book, call her Trouble, Heartbreaker, even my favorite Headache, but if you deliver it with nervous energy, poor posture, or that fake little laugh at the end, she won't feel a damn thing. Because women don't respond to words, they respond to vibe. They respond to emotional energy. They feel the delivery before they process the meaning. That's why you need to speak from a place of control, calmness, stillness, just like a true Stoic. You're not performing. You're not fishing for a reaction. You're grounded in your frame. You say what you mean, and you let it sit. So here's the breakdown. First, posture. Stand or sit upright, shoulders back, chest open, head level. You want your presence to say, I belong here. I'm not seeking permission to speak. If you lean in, shrink down, or fidget while saying you're Trouble, she'll feel the insecurity before the words even register. And just like that, the tension dies. Second, eye contact. Look at her, hold it, not with intensity, with stillness. Then look away, casually, like the moment spoke for itself. That quick break in eye contact, that's where you plant the seed. You're showing her, I said what I meant. I'm not watching your reaction like I need approval. And that subtle disconnection creates curiosity. Now, tone. Slow it down. Drop your voice just a bit. Speak like you're letting her in on something she wasn't supposed to hear. Don't perform. Don't force charm. Say it like you're slightly amused, not at her but at the game you're both playing. Let's compare. Here's how the average guy says it. Haha, you're such a heartbreaker. That's weak. It's seeking. It sounds like you want something in return. Now here's how you say it. Heartbreaker. Then you pause and move on, like it was nothing. See the difference? It's not just what you said, it's the frame you said it from. The posture, the tone, the delivery. And here's the Stoic perspective. You don't attach your identity to the outcome. You don't need her to react a certain way. You say your line, and whatever happens doesn't shake you, because a real man doesn't talk to impress. He talks to express, and then he lets the silence speak for him. So if you want these nicknames to land, you better make sure your body language and tonality are working for you, not against you. Say less, mean more. That's how you communicate from power. Now that you know how to deliver these nicknames with full presence and precision, let's go even deeper into the psychology behind why they stick so hard in her mind and how you can use that to create a lasting emotional imprint she won't be able to shake. Let's keep going. Now let's dive into something most men have absolutely no clue about. And honestly, this is where the real power of these nicknames kicks in. Because we're not just tossing out cute little names to make her laugh or blush. We're planting emotional anchors. You see, a nickname when used right becomes more than just a word. It becomes a trigger, a shortcut that pulls her straight back into a specific emotional state, tied directly to you. Let me break it down. Every time you call her Trouble during one of those playful moments, when the tension is high and the eye contact is locked, you're creating a neural association. That word trouble now holds more than just sound. It holds a memory, a vibe, a spark. Same with Heartbreaker. When you drop it in with that calm, amused tone, not impressed, not intimidated, just aware. She remembers how you made her feel in that moment. Powerful, seen, a little dangerous, but not in control of you. And my favorite, Headache, that's the kicker. Every time you say it after a back and forth, after a little teasing, after she's tested your patience in a way you secretly enjoy, you anchor that chaos to comfort, to warmth, to your presence. That nickname becomes a memory cue. It brings her back to that emotional cocktail you created with her, a mix of attraction, curiosity, tension, and connection. Now here's where this gets even deeper. Once a woman feels something around you, and you consistently attach that feeling to a nickname, she doesn't just remember you, she relives you. Because that's how the subconscious mind works. It doesn't process logic first, it processes emotion. Emotion leaves a footprint, and that nickname, it's like your personal fingerprint stamped into her memory. Think about the smell of your childhood home, or a song that takes you straight back to a breakup. That's an emotional anchor, and when you become the man who creates that effect without ever forcing it, you stop being just another guy in her DMs. You become an experience. Now let's bring in the Stoic side of this. The Stoics knew something modern men forget. Words shape perception, not just others, but your own. When you label her with something meaningful, with intention, control, and presence, you're not just influencing her emotions, you're influencing your own frame. You're staying in control of the interaction by directing the emotional energy. You're not reacting, you're leading. You're not giving her power, you're giving her a mirror. And that's where men who understand psychology and Stoic presence thrive. They don't just talk, they imprint. So the next time you use one of these nicknames, remember this. You're not just being clever, you're laying emotional groundwork, creating reference points in her mind that all trace back to you. And when done right, she won't even know why she keeps thinking about you. But she will. Now that you understand the psychological weight behind these nicknames, let's bring it all home. Because I promised you something at the start of this video. A subtle phrase you can say after the nickname that shifts it from playful to unforgettable. And that's exactly what I'm about to show you next. Alright, now I told you at the beginning of this video that I'd give you the secret phrase, the one subtle line you can add after using one of these nicknames to take it from cute to completely unforgettable. Here it is. But don't let it go to your head. That's it. Simple, calm, deadly effective. So you say, you're trouble, but don't let it go to your head. Heartbreaker, huh? Just don't start believing your own hype. You're my favorite, Headache, but don't get too proud of it. See what that does? It injects a challenge. It reclaims frame. You're giving her emotional power but immediately anchoring it in playful dominance. You're basically saying, I see you, I enjoy this, but you're not running the show. That one line prevents the energy from tipping too far into her favor. It's the difference between a guy who gives her the upper hand and a man who holds his own. Let's break this down deeper because this isn't just about sounding clever, it's about what that line triggers inside her. When you drop a nickname like Heartbreaker, you've opened a door. She feels seen, admired, a little powerful. But when you follow it up with don't let it go to your head, you inject a moment of reflection. You're disrupting the ego trip before it even starts. You're giving her emotional stimulation and then pulling back just enough to create tension. And that tension, that's what keeps her coming back. That's what burns your words into her memory. Now, here's the brutal truth. Most men lose the frame after the flirt. They give a compliment and then nothing. They sit there like puppies, waiting for validation. Not you. You flirt, you push, you pull. You keep the tension alive, you stay calm, you stay grounded. You're not chasing a high, you're orchestrating the experience. That, my friend, is Stoic attraction in motion. It's not about being cold, it's about being centered. It's about knowing your value doesn't rise or fall with her reaction. Like the Stoics said, your power lies in how you respond, not how you feel in the moment. So when you use that phrase, don't let it go to your head, you're not just being witty, you're delivering a pattern interrupt. You're anchoring your frame. You're standing in your masculine energy, reminding her, you're not here to impress, you're here to express. And the truth is, she'll respect you more for it. Because deep down, women are starved for men who can flirt without falling, men who can lead the emotional dance without losing their balance. So go ahead, try it, pick your nickname, drop it with confidence, then follow it up with that one cold line, but don't let it go to your head, and watch how she reacts. Because in that moment, she's not just smiling, she's wondering who the hell you are, and why she suddenly can't stop thinking about you. And there you have it, trouble, heartbreaker, and my favorite, Headache. 3 nicknames, simple on the surface, but underneath, they carry layers, depth, energy. These aren't just random words you throw around to sound clever. They're emotional weapons, subtle tools you can use to plant tension, spark curiosity, and build a connection that most guys will never even understand. Because the truth is, most men, they operate on autopilot, saying what they think women want to hear, copying whatever works on TikTok, praying for validation, but not you. You're here because you're playing a different game, a smarter one. A game where you're the one who leads the energy, not chases it. That's what these nicknames do when you use them right. When you say trouble with that slight smirk and relaxed tone, you're not just teasing her, you're creating tension. You're signaling that you see her differently, and that matters. When you call her heartbreaker, not with bitterness, but with calm amusement, you're flipping the frame. You're recognizing her power without surrendering yours. You're showing her that you're unfazed, and that drives her crazy in the best way. And when you hit her with my favorite headache, you're giving her a backhanded compliment wrapped in connection. You're saying, yeah, you get on my nerves, but damn, you're mine. And she'll feel that, even if she doesn't know why. These are not pickup lines, they're anchors, emotional fingerprints. Each one is a small doorway into a deeper experience with you. And the most powerful part? When you use these nicknames from a place of emotional control, from a frame rooted in calm, grounded presence, you instantly separate yourself from 99% of men out there. Because most guys speak to get a reaction, but you speak to express truth. You speak because it's who you are, and whether she reacts or not, you're good either way. That's Stoicism in practice. Not cold indifference, but emotional discipline. The ability to hold the tension without needing to resolve it. To lead with intention, not insecurity. And that's what women feel. That's what keeps you echoing in her head long after the conversation ends. Because at the end of the day, she won't remember every compliment you gave her. She won't remember the jokes or the texts, but she'll remember how you made her feel. And when you tie that feeling to a name only you ever called her, you become unforgettable. So use these nicknames wisely, not too soon, not too often, but with precision, presence, and a little bit of that edge that only comes from a man who's done the work. Because once she feels that emotional pull, not just from your words but from your energy, she won't just like you, she'll crave you, and she won't even know why. That's the game most men will never master. But you're not most men. And listen, now that you've got the nicknames, you know how to spark that tension, how to stand out, how to leave an emotional imprint she won't shake off easily. But here's the truth. If you really want to lock it in to go from he's interesting to I can't stop thinking about him, you need to know what to ask. Because questions are where the real emotional bonding happens. And not just any questions. I'm talking about the ones that make her open up, lean in, and feel like you're inside her mind. So if you're ready to take it to the next level, click on the video that's on your screen right now. 6 questions that will make a woman crazy about you. That's where the real magic happens. That's how you move from casual connection to obsession-level attraction. Click it now. I'll meet you over there. And hey, if this video gave you some real value, drop a comment below and tell me which nickname you're going to try first. I read everything. Don't forget to hit that like button, it helps more than you know. And if you're serious about becoming the kind of man women feel drawn to, subscribe right now. We're just getting started.